Here I have this very nice halogen floodlight. It uses a 500 watt T3 shape bulb. You can see the halogen capsule in there. I'm not going to move up too close because it'll make my camera not focus and it'll change the frame rate. But the label says you should only use 500 watts and it's in different languages. You don't need to know anything about it. Here's the label on the back. It's hot. This gets really hot, the metal pack. And there's a wire guard to reduce the risk of burning, because some people would accidentally touch the glass, and this protects your hands. Like, look at that, I can barely fit my hand in there. So that wire guard is a safety thing. You shouldn't use it without it. Here's the junction box. It's UL listed, which is good. It's made in the 2000s. Here's what the plug looks like. I'm going to take that adapter off. Hold on. Yep, it's pretty nice. Had that. This on me is have a fucking 2-prong outlet. I hate them. Stupid homo install them. Well, I only rent this place. I hate this when they do that, but this house is nice though. That's what the label looks like. You don't need to see much about it, but this picture is pretty well made. It's metal, not plastic. None of this is plastic. The wiring is though. Boy, is that not plastic. It would burn. This gets hotter than metal halide or mercury vapor. Those use plastic wiring. This uses like some fabric. It needs a high temperature wiring. Those high wattage HID lamps will need it though. Like this is just a tube. It's not a bulb, but they get like similarly hot. Maybe the HID runs a bit cooler, but these get still hot though. So I'm gonna plug it in and let's move on. Got the lamp plugged in. I'm not gonna turn off my overhead lighting yet. Got this plugged in. See, I have a very shitty 2-prong outlet. I hate these. They're outdated. They're not safe. But I haven't had a power surge, so okay. I unplugged my appliances or anything before a storm. So let's turn this on. It gets pretty bright. I'm gonna turn off my overhead lighting. Okay, I got my overhead lighting turned off, and it's very bright, and it's really hot too. You don't want to touch that glass panel or even put your hand near the wire guard. You'll burn your hand. But it's lighting your room nice and bright though. Yeah, I can feel the heat. I don't want to keep my clothes near that lamp. My room's a bit messy though, but let me move it so you can see how well it lights up the room. I'm sure this is around 9,000 lumens though. It's 120 volts, not 130 volts. But doesn't spread as much light as my overhead lighting. I think my overhead lighting lights the room better though. This is more omnidirectional and it's using a reflector. You're getting a little light loss though. This is why I prefer metal halide, because they get brighter than these regular halogen. They don't get as hot. You can feel the heat in front of it. Those HIDs get cooler. You can't like put your hand near that halogen, but the HID you can, but you can't touch the HID fixture though. But I'm gonna pause the video and turn on the stopwatch. I forgot to turn it on because I'm focused on that light. Let's move on. Got the stopwatch running. I'm just gonna start recording how hot this thing gets once it hits 18 minutes, because I record almost 2 minutes of this light being on there. I want it to be accurate, so let's move on. By the way, here's the difference between my overhead LED lighting versus the halogen. Yeah, the LEDs are doing a lot better. This is 10,000 lumens. It's a bit brighter though, so it's gonna be a little different. Yeah, it's 1,000 lumens brighter than the 500 watt halogen light. This is like 5,000 lumens each. Yeah, my room's a bit messy, but don't worry about it. It's just a mess. I cleaned it up though. So yes, let's move on. Okay, I told you that I would stop at 18 minutes. It's been on for like 20 minutes now. So, want to see how hot this thing gets. Gotta be very careful. This thing is really red hot. Like, I'm full of heat from right here. I can actually feel it on my body. Yeah, I don't want to get too close to that light. See how hot this thing is. Look at that. 327 degrees on the back of the light. It's hitting 330 now. Look at that. That is ridiculously hot. I expect this to get even hotter than those HID fixtures. Look at that. You do not want to put your hand on that. It's just measured around 330 degrees. Look at that. And the room temperature, 72 degrees. It's actually 68 on this wall. But feel this, I can feel the infrared over here. Look at that. See how hot this thing gets. Start hitting 400, 500, 600. Just keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. It's almost 700 now. But the bulb itself is 1200 degrees. You do not want to touch the bulb with your bare hands, or it'll reduce the lifespan of the bulb. Look. That thing is red hot. Let's focus. Yeah, 660 on this glass. I got this thing to get up to 700 though. Yeah, look how hot that thing is. It's made my room a little bit warmer. It was 71 in here. Like, it didn't change when I turned on the lights, producing 500 watts of heat. And this light is getting really hot. I can even feel the heat over here. Oh my god. That's hotter than HID lamps. But I prefer HID because they're more efficient and brighter. But the cons, they can shatter and cause a fire though. And they contain mercury. You gotta be careful with those. But halogen lights can shatter just like those HID lamps. I don't want to burn my hand. I barely put my hand near that light. Try one more time. Yeah, only for 500 watts, this thing is hot. Sure, this can peak at like 800 at glass surface if it's been on long enough. That's ridiculously hot. That's just as hot as like it's a surface of the ball with a 600 watt, 1000 watt HPS light. That glass, it's just red hot. And that's only a 500 watt light. I'm just gonna turn it off now. Let that cool down. You can see that it can dust just like HVS bulb, but look at that. It's off now though. Thanks for watching.